now hiring an assistant. Please inquire in the comments.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey.
Full concentration, full send.
Don't you worry, your little tiger head. We're gonna get you back to Tyson and your little tiger bed. USPRO Nationals 2024. We're in Charleston, West Virginia. Fun fact, there are 22 Charlestons in the country. So yesterday after arriving, we were unable to get into our hotel right away. And then from there found a nice shady piece of grass that we started building bikes up. People of Charleston are very aware. The police were called on us. We had a nice Samaritan show up on his moped who was listening to the police radio and give us a 30-second heads up that the police were coming. The rumor was we were building explosives or possibly big drones. They weren't sure.
No, we got crazy people around here.
Nosy people?
Everybody with a damn cell phone now calls in every little thing for no reason at all. I wish I'd take the damn phones away from them. Is this frame, it's not carbon fiber?
Yeah, everything.
No kidding.
Uh-huh.
Holy smokes. Well, good luck, because we got a lot of potholes, and I don't know if they're going to fill them by the time you guys get going.
Probably not. That guy is the icon of Charleston, West
We
Virginia.
just found the pseudo-mayor of Charleston.
He's been the fire chief, and now he's the historian, and he's got a lens bigger than Avery.
Yeah.
We're checking out the position on the CT like before we pre-ride to make sure no adjustments on race day like last year.
Make sure it's legal.
Yeah. It's very nerve-wracking.
So these are tilted up a little bit too much. It needs to be like below here. So this needs to be down.
We're at the course. I did a quick pre-ride yesterday, but now we're going to go out with a little more intention. Do a lap with Willie, lap with the CT helmet, lap with Avery, and then maybe a lap alone. Pretty simple course this year. One log hot dog around the river. So we're going to go down, do a turnaround, go back, do a turnaround, go back, turn around, etc., 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 etc.
Really fun.
And the countdown's begun.
He put you under the sandbag. He put you under the sandbag.
This thing gets good airflow, man. I really like it. So we are just finishing up pre-riding the TT course. Did a lap with Willie, kind of warming up, showing Avery where things are. In the last 2 laps, I've been doing sections at speed, not all out, like a tempo-ish effort, like 300 to 330, 340. Trying to feel what it feels like at 28, 30 miles an hour, where the wind's coming from. Look a little bit for landmarks, like where's this bridge, where's that road, where's this stoplight. So mid-race, when I'm tired and I don't have to look down at my computer and see where mileage is, I can just look straight at little landmarks when that turn's coming. Now we're gonna cool down a little bit, do a little bit of filming, and then lunch. For those that are new to road racing, let me tell you about what a time trial is. Time trial is you, yourself, on the road, alone. Occasionally you have a radio in your ear with a person behind in the car giving you hints on the course. But it's often known as the race of truth. One of the most important parts of getting ready for a time trial is the warm-up. It's a chance to run through the bike, make sure the gears shift, brakes still work, tires have air. From there, it's a chance to get the body ready. Kind of run through all the different zones, get up to pretty much as hard as I'll go in the race, try to get my heart rate up, and just a chance to focus on aerodynamic position and think through every aspect of the race and what I need to execute throughout. Once I get off the trainer, the mechanic usually takes care of putting the disc wheel back on, and I focus on just getting ready mentally. Shit's about to get real, because from now until the end, it's gonna be a little bit of suffering. Until later.
It's about 15 minutes and we roll over to start. And then the bike gets checked by the UCI. It goes on this metal jig where they make sure that it fits for my height. Once you get through the jig check, you just sit there. And it's about 10 minutes of just sitting, thinking. Your competitors are all around you, the people that you're gonna be chasing or are gonna be chasing you. It's a little nerve-wracking, but it's also kind of the true calm before the storm, because you've done literally everything you can do. You executed your warm-up to the best of your abilities. All the training's done, and now you just have to go hit the race hard. It had been sunny all day. I warmed up with a nice vest. It started downpouring. I wasn't really prepared for the rain. I was riding over, and the director that was following me, Billy Innes, was reminding me that everyone had to race in the same conditions.
Remember, the weather's the same for everybody, so no stress, all right? Ease on into it, ease on into it.
And it was a good thing to be reminded of, but didn't feel any better having not ridden my TT bike in the rain.
Shift and prepare the turn, shift and prepare the turn. You're fighting a headwind through here, so keep attention. Fighting a headwind, so keep attention. Keep on that power.
This course, not being technical, it wasn't a big issue. It was more just mentally, how ready are you to push to your maximum? How ready are you to turn yourself inside out? And how does something changing, your expectations changing right before the start, change how hard you can push?
That's it, Alexi. Stay on it now. Come on, big power through here. Just you in this big fight, just you in this big fight.
Once I rode on the start, it's raining, can barely see out of my visor. In the time trial, it's kind of hard to imagine, but you're looking over your hands. You have about, I don't know, let's say this much view of the road. You can't see anything that's passing underneath you, and I just felt like I was hitting everything. I hit every manhole in the first kilometer.
Way too low.
Yes, keep flipping, but stay down and look up.
Hold your head up, so.
Right there.
There
No,
we
you
go.
gotta spray water on it. When
Slowly trying to settle down, even though I know I'm riding well to start. Get out to the first turnaround, almost blow the first turn, and then slowly settle in. And from there, I think I did a pretty flawless race for myself. It took me a minute to get into the rhythm, but I got there.
Good speed, hold this. He's ripping, he's doing 35, 36 miles an hour.
As we came through the first lap, it was about 1944. I was about 7th overall at that time, but knowing that probably the 5 fastest guys were still behind me.
7th, 1949. Yeah. Relax. 7th, yeah.
As we entered the second lap, I questioned myself. I said, did I pace well? This still hurts a lot. I just started focusing on the little things. You kind of let go of the power. You start to focus on how aerodynamic am I right now. You try to look at the shortest line through every corner, which is where Billy's very helpful.
That's it. Deep breath, build the speed. Deep breath, build the speed. Come left, go kart line. Come left into the left lane.
And you work your way through each mental step that can take your mind away from any of the pain that's going on. And it's not always in your legs. Sometimes it's in your neck, in your arms. You're in such a horrible position, the most aerodynamic position, that it's honestly a battle of the mind as much as it's physical. As I started catching my minute man, the person one ahead of me, we came into the final turnaround, and I didn't get past him in time, so I had to pull in behind him. And from there on, I knew that was all into the finish.
This straight is where it's won and lost. This straight is where it's won and lost. Full concentration, full send. 3K, everything, 3K. You can do everything in 3K. Come on now, come on. Big push, only 2K to go. It's only 2K. Minutes of pain, minutes in pain. 1K, 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 1K. Alexi, nice Alexi, you're sitting third. You clawed a lot back, brother. You called a lot back. Nice work.
There's an odd truth to this effort, alone by yourself, that I don't feel in gravel, and I somehow yearn for. and it's a beautiful thing when the days do come together. And I don't want it to feel like I'm unhappy with the day, because I don't think I could have done much better. I rode 375 watts average, I think 378 normalized. Cadence was perfect. Average heart rate was right on as we expected. It's one of those days that was perfect, just a lot of guys were better. And I think it's slowly growing toward the numbers we know I have to do to compete for the podium here again. And that's something that I somehow realized this year I want to do. That being said, all this talk of time trials and coming back, we still have a big race to go. From today, after the time trial, we have 3 days to focus on the road race before racing on Sunday. And the road race is nothing to yawn about.
Reporting live from Charleston, West Virginia. It's a hot one out here. This is just a little bit different to me. I am bound to the media car this time, so I'm fully relying on USA Cycling Transport to get me to the spots I need. Hopefully that is a reliable thing, not a stressful thing. Nationals is tricky. It's not like gravel races where we're just all outlaws in trucks driving around where we want to be with no rules. Quite a bit more pieces to the puzzle to make it all work, but 10 laps around this sucker, and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna get where I can, show you what action I can. Alexi's parents are feeding. Out of my hands this time, thank goodness. And yeah, here goes nothing.
There is no neutral. They stand there on.
Down around the corner, half a mile from here, see them folks run and watch them disappear.
Let's go,
So the race started with a bang. We pretty much immediately went uphill. It was a fight for position up the climb, knowing that the descent was going to be the first decisive factor. A small group went away, and we kind of just kept chasing. I tried to kind of position myself in the first 20 to 30 without spending too much energy, which is easier said than done. As we came around, there's a small group on the flat that had gotten away, but we also had whittled down the group already after the first climb. From there it settled a little bit. We went over to the second climb, and I think from there people kind of realized what was going to be the hard part for them. And then as we ascended down back to the second lap, you realize that we had 10 of those. Nationals has always been quite a race of attrition. It's typically a lapped race, which means that you know what's coming, and it's hard to get over the mental battle as much as the physical. As we started getting further into the laps, you kind of lose count. I remember at one point coming around after a really hard lap, and we had 6 laps to go, and I looked over at people and I thought people were just going to stop and pull over. There were laps that were somewhat relaxed up one of the 2 of the climbs, and there were laps that were flat out the whole time. With about 6 laps to go, I got into a move with Noah Granigan and a couple other guys, and we bridged up to a breakaway group that had Nielsen, Paulus. From there, I thought we'd have at least half a chill lap to relax and get into it, but that was very incorrect. Sean Quinn and Brandon McNulty and a couple others bridged up from there, and that was pretty much the race.
Tell Willie I said hi.
A guy riding by said, "Tell Willie I said hi." You know, another funny thing is all the chaos happens. Everyone goes at the road. And then I get like 20-ish minutes of just silence in the forest. So Lexi packed me some snacks. I'm gonna sit here, enjoy the bird sounds. Maybe I can find someone else to heckle in the meantime. Oh yeah, here we go, here we go. Oh yeah! You're in the video, you're in the vlog.
Let's go.
This year, Avery was able to use the VIP car from USA Cycling and get around the course. I saw him multiple times a lap, which is kind of crazy to mention, but he could kind of cut around quicker than we could ride. One of the coolest moments was riding up the climb at an easier pace, one of the laps, and Avery running beside us and almost having a conversation with him.
Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. I know, I watched the video though.
Let's go.
Maybe you could be keeping. No, probably not.
Live race talk, huh?
What do you want to hear?
Any good tea?
Hopefully I can make it up this again at this pace. Ideally this pace every time up this. But I don't think that's going to happen. Pretty good runner.
I was born for this. Let's go, Alexi. Hey, hey, hey.
It split further from there as Brandon and Nielsen and Sean started playing. They were by far the strongest guys in the day. It's always fun to document some of these moments that are insanely tough. There's moments that I don't want to look at Avery. I remember a moment looking over at him and just kind of giving a face because I was like, this is how this is going. And that was right before Nielsen and Brandon were going to go berserk. I just kind of knew that I didn't have the pop to go with that original move with that long to go, being that it was over 70 kilometers. And so I kind of just tried to ride my own pace. There's X amount of time left. What do I feel like? How hard can I ride? You never know what can happen. Keep riding forward. What's behind you is behind you. Started getting motivated, and I just started chasing down the time gaps. I knew the guys were playing a little bit of games up front, and so it started going from 135 to 125 to 120 to 1 minute, and coming in with about a lap to go. It was down to 30 seconds, 25 seconds. I knew they were gonna start attacking and go hard again, but a part of me was just motivated by knowing there's a chance of getting back into the race and seeing what could happen.
Alexi across the line next in fifth. Let's Gavin Delaney. Gavin, two-time national champ this week. So close to making it three in a very impressive way for a ball.
That race did not need to be 10 laps, but I thought I was going to come back. That's some type A kind of fun.
Brennan!
Thank you so much, you guys. Oh.
I think at the end of the day, I'm really stoked on fifth. It's always difficult to be happy with results after the finish line because you always think you could have done this or done that. It's easy to look backward. But the reality is, if you had told me at the beginning of the year that once you race nationals in May, all of your big races this year, you're going to be top 10 and you're going to race really well, I think I would have been stoked. Of course, I aspire and train to do more, but that's not how racing works. That's just special, right? Because at the end of the day, this is just a diary. Once you guys watch it, it sits on YouTube, and I hope Avery and I can go back and watch it at some point, and this is something, a big part of our life that just continues to grow. Next up is Crusher and the Tusher. We have about a month and a half before that. Avery's gonna head out and ride the Divide after he films Unbound. I am going to go to my brother's bachelor party and then wedding, and then get back on the horse and keep training for that next high altitude race at the Grand Prix. And we'll reunite sometime in the middle there. And that's about it. Avery wants me to tell you to like, maybe comment if it's nice. Subscribe.
Definitely subscribe.
Yeah. Willie says subscribe.